I'm here at the beautiful Miami Biltmore Hotel to talk a little bit about ghost stories. It's October, it's Halloween season. I want to stay with the theme and talk about the spooky side of South Florida. Miami Biltmore Hotel is famously haunted. There was a period of about 10 years where there was a storyteller who would every Thursday night tell ghost stories. It was insanely popular, people loved it. Sadly, the Biltmore has stopped that tradition, but it does not stop people from sharing and telling ghost stories that continue on to this day. Two of the most famous origins of ghost stories here at the Biltmore are the fact that during World War II, this hotel was commandeered by the War Department and used as a military hospital. The other incident that has prompted many of the ghost stories here at the Biltmore is the murder of gangster Thomas Fatty Walsh in 1929. Fatty was an infamous criminal, suspected in the murder of Arnold Rothstein, and many say he still haunts the 13th floor of the Biltmore. There are stories to this day of the elevator going to the 13th floor, mysteriously opening. You need a key card in fancy elevators like this. It's not going to open unless Fatty's lonely and wants to hang out with you. Maybe we'll get lucky today. The Miami Biltmore Hotel was the brainchild of George Merrick, founder of the city of Coral Gables, the city beautiful. He was obsessed with beauty. He loved Spanish, Italian, and Moorish architecture, and he loved the Florida wilds. He made the Biltmore, Coral Gables, and Miami a destination for the rich and fabulous. The aquatic galas that were held here attracted celebrities and dignitaries from all over the country, including gangsters like Al Capone and Fatty. And you know, wherever gangsters go, so does murder. And often, where there's unfinished business, there are ghosts. Celebrity guests including Ginger Rogers, Judy Garland, Bing Crosby, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Al Capone, and other creepy gangsters were known to frequent the Biltmore. I can just imagine the night in January 1926, the opening gala of the Biltmore. It must have been spectacular. It's still spectacular. Spooktacular. The infamous floor where Fatty was murdered. Limited access. Ghosts only. I've been looking everywhere for ghosts and I can't find any. Fatty? Before Johnny Weissmuller swung through the trees portraying Tarzan, he flew through the air at this very pool where he was a swimming instructor and broke world records. He later won 6 Olympic gold medals. In 1968, the Biltmore Hotel was abandoned. That's when the ghost stories started. Neighborhood kids and teens would sneak in and go back home telling stories of uniformed apparitions, feeling a creepy tap on the shoulder, and when they turned around, they would just disappear. They would see someone floating with their feet not touching the floor. They would then disappear. Stories of people disappearing continue on to this day. It's all we really have, our stories, but in the end, isn't that all we have in general? After years of disrepair, the Biltmore finally reopened in 1987 after a few years of renovation. It's certainly restored to its full glory today, but the ghost stories have not stopped, even though the hotel has tried to squash them by ending the Thursday evening ghost stories. The ghost stories took place in the lobby starting in 1994, and the woman who told them was Linda Spitzer. It's rumored that the hotel felt that the stories would scare guests, and they want this hotel to be a premier luxury destination, which it is. It's absolutely beautiful. The creepiness seems to allure people and help the reputation of the hotel. There's just no way to stop the ghost stories. Ectoplasmic residue. Some of the ghost stories include guests calling the lobby at 2 a.m. complaining about noise in the room above them. When the lobby checked, there's no one in the room above them. Often, lights would be unplugged. It took 2 people to move the piece of furniture to plug the light back in, and no one knew how it became unplugged in the first place. Some guests have said they felt their pillows being smushed down, they sensed apparitions in their rooms, they heard strange noises, lights would flicker. The 13th floor is famous for the elevator door opening mysteriously. I didn't find any ghosts on this trip, but all we can do is keep our eyes open. If you like fun adventures, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I've got a lot of exciting plans on the horizon. Can't wait to share with you. Thank you so much for watching. Did you hear that?